The night I decided to steal my boss's life, I was sitting in a parking garage at 2 a.m., eating cold noodles in a 2003 Honda Civic that smelled like mildew and broken dreams. My name is Jake. 26. For 2 years, I was the invisible man at Meridian Digital Solutions in Chicago. Official title: Junior Systems Administrator. Reality: Digital Janitor. I fixed Wi-Fi, restocked printer paper, and knew everyone's coffee order but had never been invited to a real meeting. Until I found the folder. Tuesday. 11:47 p.m. Server crashed during a client presentation, and my boss Richard Hartley, CEO, $400,000 salary, screamed at me to fix it by morning or don't come in. I was alone in the dark office. Angry. The cold kind of anger that makes you do stupid things. I opened a folder labeled personal. Found emails to his mistress, his offshore accountant, and a private investigator he hired to follow his wife. But the real bomb was a business plan called the exit strategy. Richard was selling the company in 6 weeks to a Dubai firm for $12 million. He'd already opened accounts in Panama and Cyprus. He was going to take the money, leave the country, and leave all 43 employees with nothing. I sat there for an hour, staring at the screen. I could report him. Call the IRS. Send an anonymous tip. Instead, I decided to beat him at his own game. I would build what he had, from scratch, in 6 weeks, before he could run. I called in sick the next day. First time in 2 years. Richard's assistant replied noted. He didn't even see my email. I studied Richard like a final exam. His wife's social media exposed everything, their routines, habits, world. He woke at 5:30 a.m., ran 5 miles, ate the same breakfast at the same CAF, took the same car service, had the same Tuesday meeting, the same Thursday steakhouse. Same table. Same order. Same 18% tip. A creature of habit. A machine. And machines can be hacked. I built his profile. His contacts. His weaknesses. His mistress was a $5,000 a month escort. His offshore guy in Miami handled 3 other executives. His wife already suspected she'd hired a pie, but a terrible one. Most important. Richard was lazy. He'd built the company hungry and smart 15 years ago. Now he was 47, soft, coasting on reputation. He hadn't written code in a decade. Didn't understand half his services. He just shook hands and let people like me do the work. A parasite. And parasites die when the host gets smart. But I wouldn't expose him. Too small. Too fair. I would become him, not literally, not illegally. I would build a better Meridian before he could sell and run. Here's what kills 90% of startups. Nobody believes you until you've already done it. Catch 22. I had no money, no connections, no reputation. What I had was access. 2 years of being invisible meant nobody noticed me paying attention. I knew unhappy clients. Employees looking to quit. Projects over budget and behind schedule. I knew every password, every file location, every confidential video call. Not ethical. Gray area legal. Did I care? No. I started with clients. 12 companies had complained about Meridian in 6 months, complaints Richard buried. I found their contacts and wrote simple, honest emails. Hi. I know you worked with Meridian and weren't happy. I'm building something different. No management layers. No juniors learning on your dime. Just experienced people who care about outcomes. Coffee? 12 emails. 7 responses. 5 meetings. 3 deals. First deal. $8,000 website redesign for a law firm Meridian strung along for 4 months. I did it myself, nights and weekends while keeping my day job. 2 weeks. They loved it. Paid fast. Referred another client. Second. $15,000 social media for a restaurant group. Hired a freelancer from Argentina, $25 per hour, better work than Meridian's $80 per hour senior strategist. I marked up to $75. Client thrilled. Third. $22,000 rebrand for a real estate developer. Too big a loan. I reached out to Elena Voss, Meridian's lead designer. Talented, underpaid, miserable. I'd seen her crying in the stairwell twice. Coffee. Not recruiting, just listening. By the end, she told me Richard took credit for her award-winning campaign. Accepted the trophy on stage without mentioning her name. I have a project, I said. Freelance. Off books. $22,000 budget. You get $12,000. Full creative ownership. I handle the client. She stared. Who are you? Someone who sees what you can do. She took it. Crushed it. Client referred 3 more. Just like that, I had a business. Signal. 1 word. Clean. Direct. Opposite of Meridian's bloated corporate nothing. LegalZoom LLC. $150. Squarespace website. $200. Google Voice number, free. Credit union account. $50. Total investment. $400. 6-week revenue. $45,000. Profit. $18,000 after paying Elena and the freelancer. And I still had my day job. Still invisible. Still fixing Wi-Fi. But now I had momentum. 4 weeks in, Richard found out. Not about Signal. About the server access. My login, 11:47 p.m., that Tuesday. He watched me. Sent his assistant with casual questions. Had it audit my activity. I was ready. I documented everything, every file, every email, every offshore account, every lie. Copies in 3 cloud services. Dummy email to myself. Hard copies with my mother in Wisconsin, sealed envelope, open only if no contact for a month. Insurance. Not for blackmail, too risky. Just protection. The confrontation. Friday, 4 p.m. His corner office, floor-to-ceiling windows, lake view I'd never been invited to see. Sit, he said. I sat. No coffee. No small talk. Just server logs, highlighted yellow, slid across the desk. Explain. I looked at the logs. Then at him. He tried intimidation, shoulders back, practiced glare. But I saw fear. He didn't know what I had. How much I knew. That uncertainty was eating him. Server crash troubleshooting, I said. Files were open. I looked. I shouldn't have. Sorry. He leaned back. Relieved. Still the scared kid he could bully. You're fired. Effective immediately. Security escorts you out. You sign an NDA. Discuss anything, I'll sue you to bankruptcy. I stood. Smiled. Not nice. Richard. I know about Dubai. Panama. Maria, the one you pay $5,000 to pretend she cares. I know your wife hired a pie, and I know a better one if she asks. His face went white. Actually white. I don't want your money. Your company. I don't even want to ruin you, though I could. I just want you to know. In 6 weeks, you won't matter to me. You'll be a cautionary tale. Because I'm not your employee anymore. I'm your competition. And I'm going to win. I walked to the window. The lake. The city. The world where I'd been invisible. Oh, you're NDA? Shove it. I'm talking to a lawyer tonight. Have a nice weekend. I walked out. No security escort. He was too busy figuring out how the invisible man became his worst nightmare. Richard fought back. Of course. He called my clients. Disgruntled employee. Unauthorized data access. Tried to scare them back. 2 called to warn me. Your old boss is trash-talking you. We told him to get lost. Your work speaks for itself. The 3rd sent a new contract. $30,000 6-month retainer. Screw that guy. Let's build something real. Legal threats came next. Cease and desist. Proprietary client relationships. My lawyer, Yelp fined, $300 per hour, startup disputes, laughed. No case. No non-compete. And to claim trade secrets, they'd have to admit what those secrets were. Offshore accounts. Tax evasion. They won't risk it. Right. Legal threats stopped in 2 weeks. Silence. Whispers. Rumors. Richard sold Meridian 3 weeks later. Not for $12 million, someone leaked financial irregularities to Dubai. He got $4 million from a competitor who fired half the staff and merged the rest. Richard disappeared to Portugal. Divorced. Alone. Drinking wine, wondering where it went wrong. I didn't celebrate. Didn't feel guilty. Just felt done. A chapter ended. Next one beginning. Signal grew. Elena joined full-time as co-founder. We hired a developer from Romania, a project manager from Atlanta. Moved to a converted warehouse in Logan Square, exposed brick, good coffee, ping-pong table nobody used because we were too busy working. Year 1. 12 clients. $340,000 revenue. $90,000 profit. I paid myself $60,000, more than 2 years at Meridian, and every dollar felt earned. But money wasn't the point. The point was mornings, waking up wanting to work. The point was the team, people who believed, not people afraid of getting fired. The point was clients who sent thank you notes and Christmas cards. The point was, I wasn't invisible anymore. Looking back, I didn't steal Richard's life. I couldn't have. His life was built on fear, deception, loneliness, constant anxiety that someone would find out who he really was. What I stole was the idea that I needed his permission to succeed. That I needed a title, salary, corner office, someone else's approval. I stole the belief that the world was a hierarchy and I was at the bottom. And I gave myself something better. Something real. Something mine. Was it a crime? I broke rules. Accessed files I shouldn't have. Used knowledge that wasn't mine. I could justify it, bad person, rigged system, no options, but justifications are just stories for sleeping better. The truth. I wanted something, and I took it. Not from Richard. From the world. From the version of reality that said I should stay small, quiet, grateful for crumbs. I don't regret it. Not for a second. If you're listening in the dark, in your own crappy apartment, feeling invisible, hear this. You're not invisible because you're not good enough. The system is designed that way. Invisible people don't ask for raises. Don't start companies. Don't demand better. They keep heads down and hope nobody notices them enough to fire them. The people at the top depend on that invisibility. They need you to believe your only value is obedience. That your dreams are unrealistic. That your anger is unprofessional. That your ambition is arrogant. It's all a lie. You have more power than you think. More knowledge. More skills. More options. The only thing between you and the life you want is the belief that you're not allowed to reach for it. I'm not saying break the law. Blackmail anyone. Burn unfixable bridges. I'm saying, pay attention. Notice what others ignore. Learn what others neglect. Build what others underestimate. And when you see the crack in the ceiling and realize it's not a limit but a way out, take it. Start small if you have to. I started with $400 and a laptop that smelled like mildew. Start scared if you have to. I was terrified every day. Start alone if you have to. I didn't trust anyone completely until month 6. But start. Because the alternative, staying invisible, small, angry at 2 a.m. eating cold noodles wondering if this is all there is, that's the real tragedy. The real crime. And the only person who can pardon you is you. Different parking garage now. Underground, heated, attached to a building I own 40% of. The car is a Tesla. Elena convinced me founders should look the part. Still smells new. I still eat noodles, but from a ramen place where the chef knows my name. Signal. 14 employees. Last year. $1.2 million revenue. Not a unicorn. Not famous. But real. Honest. Good at what we do. Nobody here is invisible. I think about Richard sometimes. Not angry. Not satisfied. Just curious. Whether he understood. Whether he realized the invisible man didn't destroy him, just stopped holding him up. I think about that night too. The cold anger. The decision. The moment I chose to become someone else. Would I do it again? Yes. Would I recommend it? Depends. On who you are. What you'll risk. Whether you can live with who you become. But I'll tell you this. If you feel that cold stone in your stomach, that anger that doesn't burn, just sits heavy and patient, waiting for purpose, don't ignore it. It's not a flaw. It's fuel. Use it. Build something. And when they ask how you did it, because they will, when they finally see you, tell them the truth. Tell them you were invisible. Until you decided not to be. The end.